Hello, everyone. Catchy1383 with Catchy Gaming. And I know I'm behind on a lot of stuff, mainly because I work 40 hours a week, including weekends, so I haven't had much time to get to this particular subject, but I wanted to cover it because it's kind of a near and dear to my heart. So, for those who don't know, Fox McCloud was announced to be in the Mario Galaxy movie a couple of days ago via social media. And then today they released the same poster on the Nintendo app that they put out, which is a little weird that they didn't do them both at the same time, but whatever. But with the showing of that movie poster and the confirmation of Fox McCloud being in the Mario Galaxy movie, people are speculating about an NCU, and I guess this is probably going to be a jumping off point for the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. With it, though, people were starting to wonder or even speculate about the prospect of there being another Star Fox game. I mean, it's been a really long time since they've had one, since 2016 with Star Fox Zero, and technically the latest release was Star Fox 2 on the SNES Mini. And I will say I am a bit disappointed that we didn't get a official Star Fox release title for the Switch. I mean, yes, they made a very special version of Starlink that featured Fox as a playable character, and he actually played a big role in that game, but it's not a Star Fox game. But this poster did spark some people, particularly one guy who has, I guess, brokered some news about potential Nintendo stuff, came out and started talking about things. But if memory serves, he actually talked about the Direct that turned out to be a partner showcase and was 100% wrong. So I'm going to take this whole entire rumor bit with a giant grain of salt. That being that they're going to release a Star Fox game in the near future, sometime this year. Probably some people are speculating June ish, July. And with maybe the expected 45 ish days, maybe 60 days for the Mario movie, I would say it is a possibility that, yeah, they'll do a direct in June announcing the Star Fox game and release it in the next couple of months after that. Now, if I were to make a wish list, there's one thing I do wish they have in the new Star Fox game, going with the whole entire premise that it is actually coming out, and that is a co-op. And that sort of came about when I was trying to get my youngest brother, who's in town, to play Star Fox Zero with me. And I'm like, hey, you want to play? It's co-op. And he's like, not really. And I'm like, oh, you don't want to help me be my gunner or my pilot? He's like, you don't get your own ship? Yeah, definitely no. So, yeah, that definitely sparked. I wish there's a co-op where they get their own ship. I really wish that now. But I was actually trying to get him to play with me because I wanted to cover Star Fox Zero in a review at some point in time, and I wanted to be able to say I played co-op. Unfortunately, he shot me down. Uh, I don't think I'm gonna get anyone to ever play this game with me via co-op. Which leads me to the other part of this particular rumor, that being they're going to release a Legend of Zelda game, and they're saying it is a remake of the Ocarina of Time. Now, I grew up with this game. I have a release date copy, at least the North American release date, not Japanese, in the gold cartridge. And I read one comment when I kind of stumbled upon this news that someone's like, yeah, if this is real, they're going to sell Nintendo Switches like hotcakes. And I was like, really? I don't know. I mean, I like the game, but I played it recently and I just sort of felt like the game was empty. On top of that, I'm old as hell at this point in time, at least in terms of video games. And it reminded me of a little article that came out pointing out that the Final Fantasy that people feel the most nostalgia for at this point in time in terms of the youngest generation isn't 6 or 7 or even 8. It's Final Fantasy 13. I don't know if the Ocarina of Time would carry that particular legacy. People are definitely nostalgic for this particular game, and I'm 100% going to say that yes, our people are blinded by said nostalgia for this game, ignoring kind of the fact that parts of it haven't aged well, which isn't due to the limitations of the hardware. But even the remake on the 3DS, it has a very similar feeling to it. Sure, it's a smoother, shinier, brighter version of the game, but a lot of the gameplay aspects remained intact, still having that kind of empty feeling that you get from the Zelda game. And for everyone watching, I totally thought I could jump up there. It was a different part of the dungeon. I could do that. Yeah, I totally forgot, even though I just played it. I should say I misremembered part of the game where I was at. That's besides the point. I digress. The point is that this might not hold the same level of nostalgia for, let's just face it, the increased number of younger gamers that have been around since when I played this game. I mean, there's a lot more people playing games today than when I played the Ocarina of Time. I mean, I used to get made fun of for playing video games back in the day. But we can look at what game came out around that time, and that was Skyward Sword. And it did not do all that well, especially in comparison to Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and even the Ocarina of Time. So there might be some logic to it that, yeah, this game will do pretty well in comparison to, let's say, re-releasing, I don't know, something from the similar era, which they already did the HD with Skyward Sword, so I'm doubting they'll do a remake for that. But let's do the fun part where we speculate just a little bit. So let's just assume it is an Ocarina of Time remake. What kind of remake are we looking at? Are we looking at a port of the 3DS version, or are we looking at something fancy like the Final Fantasy VII remake being really fancy in terms of its graphics? I don't know. We'll have to see. If it's just another like graphical facelift, I mean, I'll probably still buy it. That way I can play the game on my Switch instead of on my DS or the forbidden method emulation. Shh, it's a secret to everyone. But I would definitely would like to see changes to the game, make it feel a little less empty, particularly when you go out into Hyrule Field, where the only thing that ever happens is after dark and all the skeletons come out and they just constantly come out. It's kind of annoying. And it's not just Hyrule Field. I mean, Lake Hylia is actually pretty empty as well. I don't know. We'll have to see if any of this is true. And I am fairly confident that if there is going to be something released, it's going to be this year, mainly due to the 40th anniversary. Which, if my predictions, I shouldn't say predictions, my thought process from a couple of videos ago, when I was like, yeah, people were expecting something to actually happen on the date or around the date of Zelda's 40th anniversary. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen till fall. Which I'm going to say it probably will happen once the Mario movie dies down and they do that direct. They'll probably announce it during that direct or maybe a couple months after as fall approaches. They'll start building up hype for the Legend of Zelda movie using the game, and then they'll sort of use that as a feedback circle into building hype for the games and selling even more of those. I mean, let's face it, the Mario movie is a marketing instrument, and it is an absolutely amazing one because Mario is everywhere, especially in comparison to the first one. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo's making bank selling those licenses out to whatever company. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. So, for funsies, let's say put what hopes you have for a Star Fox game or Zelda remake or both in the comments. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.